Hi, everyone. Mary Hess here. I recognize that for many, my field can remain fairly opaque. Heck, I didn't even know there was a field of religious education when I set off to do doctoral studies. So I want to say up front that I am happy to offer more nuanced and complex views of what I'm doing, either in conversation or by sharing writing with you. For our session on Wednesday, however, given how little time we have, Terry suggested sharing a brief video in advance might be helpful. So here is a very brief summary of the assumptions that underlie my research, and then I will ask you to read one page in preparation for Wednesday. So, basic assumptions. Christian faith embraces a Trinitarian view of God, a way of understanding God as being Creator, the Incarnate One, and Holy Spirit. This view demands a deeply relational epistemology, right? It's God communicative within God's very being and then with all of creation. In some ways, one of the things I often say is that the more diverse the knowers, the more robust the knowing. That's a relational epistemology that underlies that statement. When I explore faith formation, Christian education, spiritual development, whatever term you want to use, and we use a lot of them, I explore it as embedded in what I call a create, share, believe circle of practice, where we understand God as creator, who shares God's very self into the world through the incarnation, and who continues to breathe life into our beliefs through the Holy Spirit. So, given these theological commitments, let me point out how I draw on learning theory and media theory in this research. First of all, learning is always at once cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. That is to say, we always learn through ideas, feelings, and actions. Secondly, there are three dynamics of meaning making that are being reshaped in a world permeated by digitality: authority, authenticity, and agency. And here I'm speaking not only of my own or individual agency, but of course, God's agency. Three, perhaps the most challenging element of those shifts is that while most theologians, myself included, believe that context is absolutely crucial to meaning making, we are now living in a world largely shaped by context collapse. So, four, as a consequence, I engage faith formation, religious ed, spiritual development. Again, you can use multiple labels through what I call an inquiry-driven, project-based, portfolio-assessed framework. So five, one of the most helpful practices I've found, and something I've been working on for decades, is a specific form of digital storytelling. It's a practice that actually began in community theater, and then when tools like QuickTime Video became available, it moved into digital storytelling. This format is first and foremost about the storying of meaning, and only later does it become a means of deepening and sharing meaning through digital tools. So finally, six, digital storytelling as faith formation is a practice that enters the doorway of religious education through the act of creative engagement, with an understanding that doing the work in this way invites deeper contemplation of belief, and ultimately, when people find joy in their creation, a desire to share and to share broadly. Okay, so to prepare for our work together on Wednesday, I'm asking that you take a look at the covenant of presence, which will come along with this video URL. This is an agreement that I explore together at the beginning of every one of my workshops. It's based on work Parker Palmer did, which was then elaborated on at the Forum for Theological Exploration. And I'm asking that you come prepared to live within this covenant during our experience on Wednesday. I'm also going to attach my final report of my sabbatical research to the board and a link to various websites. So there's lots for you to explore if you want to do that, but all you really need to do to prepare for Wednesday is to look at the covenant. So thanks in advance, and I look forward to our time together.